Do I foresee something like the 2013 period happening? The answer is no. So even if a cooling measure comes in and sort of puts a halt to the market, what we're going to see is more of a slowdown in the price increment versus a huge drop in price. Now let's see if we can have some data to back this up. So when was the last peak that I'm going to refer to? Okay, so obviously you'll be telling me the prices have continually go up lah. So actually the peak would be basically today or tomorrow, right? But I want to bring us back all the way to 2013, okay, where it was the last peak because of all the speculative demand, because of all, and in the absence of all the cooling measures, 2012, 2013. What happened to the people that bought then, right? What did they buy? Did all of them make losses? How did some of them make profits? And what are some of the takeaways that we can have from those case studies, right? And for that, okay, I'm going to share with you guys 3 developments, as a matter of fact, right? Number 1, Suites at Newton. So you see over here, Suites at Newton, TOP 2016, but the developers were selling most of the developments in the 2011-2012 period. So I'm trying to find buyers that purchase new developments in those similar period of time and sold recently, and how did things turn out for them. So Suites at Newton, you buy 2011, 2012, you sell this year, still make a loss lah, quite sad, right? But you see, you jump over to Park Centros, okay? If you buy in 2012, the fellas that bought in 2012, they hold until today, right? 2021, 2022, they make close to a big unit, you got about 200 over 1,000 profit. Smaller unit also got 100,000 profit. So the small unit confirmed has been rented out for a significant period of time. So actually the return on investment is a lot higher than that. Okay, but yeah, I will take a look at more of the ones that hold it through to 2021. Let's take this example, okay, or something a bit bigger. Let's look at this lah. This guy lah. Right, bought in August 2021, so in 2022 make 250K versus this guy that bought in April, sell this year, lose 68K. Yeah, why? Okay, we're gonna try to understand that. Another example, right? So obviously those who are sharp, you will know, okay, this one is CCR, right? Suites at Newton. This one is OCR. So are you telling me then you go and buy in the OCR? The answer is no, because Urban Vista is also in the OCR, right? But you look at this, right? People that bought 2013 during that period in time, right? The peakish period, they hold all the way until 2021, also lose money, also lose money. And this one lose money in the OCR, which is very, very rare, okay? So now, what is the conclusion that I have from this couple of cases, the limited number of case studies that I have? Actually, I do have one more lah. This is the Vermont. I think it's in the Cane Hill area. You see these fellas bought in 2011, sold this year, also lose a good chunk of money, $180,000. So now, if you look at all the data that I show you here, you may tell me, say, oh, so Alvin, it's true lah, right? If you buy at the peak, you will definitely lose money, which is why I managed to find Park Centros to show this to you. Right, these guys bought pretty much near the peak, but they still make money. Even if they sell this year or they sell earlier, also 2017, they still make a good chunk of money, right? So what's the conclusion that I have is that I would say knowing how to pick the properties is more important than trying to time the market. If you understand the emerging trend at that point in time, what's the emerging trend at that point in time, as contrarian as it sounds, right? Even till today, when I ask people to invest in the OCR, to invest in Pongo, for example, the most recent video that we have on our YouTube channel, people don't quite yet, are not that open to accepting that as yet, right? But the matter of fact is, if you understand the shifting trends, you understand the fundamentals, which is something that we talk about a lot, right? The whole example of being an investor in an owner-occupied area is an area that has consistent demand coming in, consistent traction, consistent transactions. Okay, versus an area that you feel is fundamentally correct. Urban Vista beside the MRT, Vermont at Cane Hill, walking distance to Paragon, right? Suites and Newton, walking distance to Newton MRT. If you use a very traditional lens, you use a very traditional mindset to think about things, Park Centrals will probably be the last of your choice in your purchase decision at that point in time. But if you look one level deeper, right, you understand the emerging trends, right, you will understand that actually Park Centrals would have made the better choice. Case in point, the data goes to show. Okay? So take away from what happened then and how do I apply it to today, right, is don't follow the crowd, okay, number one, and don't just take what people say as such. Because people are going to tell you, so in today's market, it's very different already. I wouldn't use this case study on surface level. Because if you use this case study on surface level, then you would say, oh, then like that I should go and buy Lentor more than 2,500 PSF, right? Don't buy the CCR. Personally, how I think is, I think that dynamics have sort of swapped around, because if you look at the data, the OCR prices have picked up a lot in the last 10 years. The CCR has sort of underperformed, so resulting in this sort of a cyclical switch in terms of value proposition. So you will lose money if you buy at the peak. I think that's a conclusion that I have. You will lose money if you buy at the peak. But then again, remember what I said earlier, do I foresee something like the 2013 period happening? The answer is no. So even if a cooling measure comes in and sort of puts a halt to the market, what we're going to see is more of a slowdown in the price increment versus a huge drop in price. Right? I've given many data to back up, like even if interest rates were to go up, will prices drop? The answer is no. Right? Recession come, will prices drop? The answer is no. When will prices drop? If let's say HDB MOP, if the government comes up to say everybody's MOP stretch 10 years, yes, that will crash the market for sure. Okay? Because then that's a huge chunk of demand from the market being stripped away. If the government were to say no more decoupling, then yes, I think prices will drop. Okay, but in the absence of that, I think any cooling measures that come into play will put a halt to the increase in prices, a pause to the increase in prices, not cause prices to drop. So the peak, so what's going to happen? You are afraid to buy the peak because you feel the prices go here and then go pump, force off the peak, right? You drop off the mountain, right? But no, right? I think what's going to happen is prices are going to go like that and then going to stabilize, maybe not continue to go up so much, right? But maybe taper off and then continue its increase further down the road. But yet again, if I use the case study of what happened in 2013, even that drastic change in the market of a huge chunk of demand, the speculative demand being stripped away, if you choose the right property, you will still make pretty decent profits, okay? Which is why you are doing the good thing. First step, at least you want to get yourself educated. Watching the channel, watching our videos is a good first step to prevent yourself from picking the wrong sort of properties. But this is where, if you pardon me, while doing these slides, I suddenly had like enlightenment, and so I'm going to share with you guys some words of wisdom, okay? So more money is lost, right, by not having a fundamental understanding of the market versus taking action, because what I just shared with you, the losses being made in 2013, those people that bought in 2011, 2013, a lot of those losses, those are some of the more outlier case studies. If you look at the whole market in general of anybody that bought property in the last 20 years in the Singapore property market, right, lesser of them lose money than the people that make money, right? So, which is why I came to the conclusion. And why those people lose money? Because I honestly feel they didn't have a good fundamental understanding of where the market trends are moving. Because if they did, they would have choose Park Centrals and not Suites, and not Urban Vista, and not Vermont. So it's not about them taking action at the wrong time. It's them picking the wrong thing. Okay, which is why I came to this. More money is lost by not having a fundamental understanding of the market versus taking action, right? Right, and so wait is a 4-letter bad word. This is something I learned from my very first boss when I came out to work, right? Wait is a 4-letter bad word. I still feel that it holds true to today in a lot of the things lah. Unless, right, you know what you are waiting for. For example, if you tell me, hey, Alvin, I'm waiting for the Dunman Road site to launch, I think okay, right? Because I quite like the Dunman Road site, large development, a real solid area with strong organic demand. But I would say, right, make sure you then factor 2005, 2006 PSF to buy, maybe even 2007 PSF, right? So that I feel okay to wait, right? You are waiting for the right, a very clear product. But if you're saying that, hey, I want to wait for the market price to come down, then I say no, right? I don't think that's a good idea. Or you are saying I wait because I know in the next 1 year my budget is going to come up by $300,000 to $400,000, and I'm then going to be able to buy something that's significantly better. Then yes, right, I have asked clients to wait for that, right? Because they see, hey, maybe next year I'm going to get a good significant pay jump, I'm expecting a good chunk of bonus to come in. Then it's in line with what we always said, don't make do, right? Wait, and then you're going to get something a lot better. Okay, but of course, make sure that you are vested in a way, you are hedged against a way, or you accept that the prices are going to go upwards, and you are waiting, and you have accept, and you have already sort of forecast that you're still able to take action even with an increase in prices. You are not assuming prices are going to stay the same lah. Okay, and of course, I feel there's a risk. The risk is that the risk is not in overpaying, but in being priced out of the market lah, right? So those of you who feel the market is at a peak and you wait because you think the prices will drop, I think you'll be severely disappointed, right? And you might end up being priced out of the market, especially for the first timers listening to this. If you're upgrader, doesn't really matter because your current asset is still growing, assuming you're in a private. If you're HDB, please watch our HDB videos and understand what is happening in the HDB market. But yeah, right, I think as long as you take action, as long as you do the correct planning, you understand how to pick the properties, and you understand how to future-proof your property plan, even if cooling measures come up the next day, you'll still be okay, right? Versus you waiting and then not knowing what the hell is going on, and then subsequently being priced out of the market. Okay, I think that's more risky than just taking action and buying it now and assuming you get the timing absolutely wrong. You're still going to be okay if you have a good understanding and if you have a good property plan in place. All right. So what's the conclusion? You'll never know. So please don't try to time the market, right? And the data has gone to show that if you know how to pick and you buy, you get your timing wrong, but your pick is correct, you will still make money, right? So it's a myth that if you enter at the wrong time, regardless, you will die. Okay, so please do your own due diligence and research and take action on what you can afford at this point in time, right? Don't wait for prices to come down, or don't be afraid that you're buying it high, because good fundamental knowledge will protect you from that.